soul of us.
Hey you guys, this is Derek J, and this is my new YouTube experience. It's a show called The Soul of Us. It's where I go into people's kitchens and they show me how to cook some of their favorite things. You know, if you like to eat it, show me how to cook it. It can be comfort foods, it can be sweets, it can be something quick. Or I might even invite somebody in my kitchen and I can show them a little something. But today, my grandmother is in the kitchen with me, and she's going to be showing me how to make some of the favorite things that I like from her. Her salmon croquettes, how to make rice correctly, because sometimes my rice just don't turn out right. Or homemade rolls. I can't get them to rise all the time. And one of my favorites, her apple turnovers. So make sure you stay tuned and see what we're making in the kitchen. For the rolls, you want to use 1 egg, a half a cup of sugar, half a cup of oil, a teaspoon of salt, a half a cup of canned milk, a cup and a half of hot water. You mix all that together first. Then you stir in your yeast into lukewarm water until it gets smooth, and then you pour that into your mixture. And then you start stirring in your cups of flour until you get the right consistency. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So we got 1 egg, a half a cup of sugar.
Don't forget your salt.
Okay. That's good. Okay.
Okay, you want to put a half a cup of oil. Okay.
so then.
All right, you want half a cup of hot water and finish filling it up with. Now you're gonna put a cup of hot water.
Another cup of hot water?
Yeah.
Okay. Another cup of hot water. There we go.
Yeah.
And we stir all this up. So we did eggs, sugar, oil, salt, canned milk, hot water. So now it's time to put the yeast and mix the yeast up. This is the part where I mess up at.
You have to make sure your water is tipped.
Tip right.
It's not too hot, not too cold. You want it just right.
You just gotta know what that feels like. Just right really is not we don't know. We just gotta just know. So luckily she was here with me today.
And make sure that you mix it thoroughly. Don't have any lumps.
If people leave lumps in it, that would mess us up.
You want the. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like it's about right.
Once we do this, it's time to start adding the flour.
It's time to add the flour. You got it? Now, make sure you put too much, so you can just go ahead and put another one in. Right. I think you got it this time.
I think I got it too, Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So then once I get this all nice and mixed up, then we'll let this rise.
Yeah. It has to set. And it has to...
So what's the consistency this needs to be to?
You don't want it dry.
Mm-hmm.
And the consistency that you have there is about the consistency that you want to, you might add a little bit more flour.
My arm hurt, Grandma.
And, huh?
My arm hurt.
Well, you don't have to.
I mean, with that.
No, you don't have to.
You can't do this with no hand mixer, huh?
Huh?
You can't do this with no hand mixer.
Hand mixer.
You can't use the hand mixer for this?
In rolls?
Yeah. No, you can't do the electric one?
No, you don't want to. Yeah, I mean, that's handmade stuff there. You don't get that often. Now, that's all done.
That's it.
It's
Okay.
ready to be.
To rise.
Yes, ready to rise.
Oh, don't throw that away.
Well, you could. But since you're going to save it, I'm going to save all of it.
Okay. Now they mixed it up, and then we let it rise.
That's right. You're going to roll it and put it into a Pyrex dish or some pan
Right.
that you can bake in.
Gotcha. So this is the part I do know.
Yeah, you can
just
always
use a glass.
emphasize.
And cut them right on that.
In order to save your dough, you need to get as close to the edge
Okay.
as you can.
And work your way around.
Yeah, that's good. There you go. You got a better idea how to make these rolls?
Yes, I do, Grandma.
All right, I'm glad.
The water is too hot. When I put the yeast in, it kills the yeast, and so they don't rise.
They're gonna rise up, sitting here, because it's a little warmer.
Do we need to put the rag back on top of it?
Yeah.
So once we roll them out and cut them out, then we put them back in. We put them in the pan to let them rise again, and you see that double the size it was when we put them in the pan. So we have the stove on 350, and we're getting ready to drop them in and let these bake. So normally when we would start to make rolls, you'll start this in the morning.
I would start in the morning. And if I wanted to bake them off, I'd roll them out about noon.
So she would start this about 7 to 8, and then you'll be able to roll out about 12. That's after they rolls and everything.
You knock them down, let them rise, knock them down, and then let them rise again. And if you want to do it the third time, it's okay. Some people, they say the longer you let them sit, the better they are.
So ingredients for the salmon croquette is 1 can of pink salmon, 1 egg, onion powder, garlic powder, onions, bell peppers, flour, and cornmeal. So we have 1 can of wild Alaska pink salmon. Just plop that brown in there.
And then you're going to break it up.
Break it up. Just break it on up. Bones and all. Got that in there, now what I do?
Put your egg in.
Just one?
1 egg, just one.
So 1 egg. Mix that up. My grandma said she don't buy these, but I don't like cutting onions and bell peppers and stuff, so I buy the ones already cut up. So once I get them in there.
Okay, you got your garlic powder, onion powder?
Yep. Just to taste.
Yeah, you can put about a teaspoon.
How much flour we need to put in here?
I would start with about 3/4 of a cup.
That's how you make the salmon croquette mixture. Next thing you do, we're gonna make some patties and fry them, right?
Yeah. Okay.
How to make the perfect rice. Really easy. I just learned it myself. It is 1 cup rice to 2 cups water. We want to bring the water to a boil before putting the rice in. Add a little salt to it and a little butter for taste. My rice always comes out like wet, so I just learned how to like wet rice. But you're gonna show me how to make a dry rice.
How to do what?
Cause when I make rice, it be wet sometimes.
Okay, 2 cups of water.
She is not playing with me today. So put 2 cups of water and
1 cup of rice. That's all.
That's it.
That's all it is. And have your rice ready, and you can go from there. We'll add the rice a little at a time. 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. Did you put your salt in?
Yes.
You don't have to do this, but I put a little butter or margarine in my water while the rice is cooking.
So to make the crust for the apple turnover, it is 3 cups of flour to 1 cup of shortening and a little salt. Once you get it mixed up, then you'll use cool water to get it to the right consistency to roll out. For the filling, it's Granny Smith apples, peeled and decored and sliced in a pot with water, just a little bit of water, butter, sugar, nutmeg, and that's it. So for the apple turnover, my grandmother told me I need to get Granny Smith apples. So I've been charged with the task of peeling the apples. So I don't know how to peel it with a knife, so I got this trusty peeling thing. I don't know how many apples she's gonna make me peel, but I guess I'm just gonna peel as many as I need to. But this makes it real easy.
Let them know that they can prepare their apples ahead of time.
Oh yeah, you can prepare your apples ahead of time. You don't have to do everything. And the other thing I like about this is you don't have to do everything right now. You know, you could start the day before. Gonna cut it in half, and then gonna cut it in fourths.
Now, you're gonna just take the rough part out here in the center. And you can do that, and then you're gonna slice your apples. You're just gonna slice
like a
them.
rough slice. It don't have to be real. They don't have to be real thin or anything. Huh?
No.
Once we take the core out and get all the hard pieces off, we can slice it right into the pot, huh?
Yes. They go to the pot. Now the pie, I've already put the butter in.
Okay.
Put about a fourth of a spoon. Cinnamon. We'll put about a fourth.
So we're gonna let that cook down.
We're gonna let it cook. We don't want it to completely cook. We want it to still be containable.
Gotcha.
You know.
No, you don't want to mush it.
You don't want to mush it. Use the rolling pin.
I got one, Grandma.
Once we get the apple pie crust made, then we roll it out, and
well, how you know what consistency you need to be, Grandma?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, I do.
It's no secret. It's just that I grew up doing it.
Right. So you just know what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, you're gonna see the consistency.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just keep pouring the water in until you get it to
until you get all the crust. You know, you want all that mixed in.
So once this get all stirred up, then she gets to add a cup of. It's cold water though, right? You got
cold water. I like my water cold from the refrigerator.
Gotcha.
Start with about a half a cup, and then as you mix it and you see how your dough is going, if you need a little more to take up the dough, you pour a little more water in. But if you don't need it, you don't have to do it.
Gotcha.
As long as you got it where you can handle it, make it roll out for you.
Gotcha.
You want all your dough and your Crisco mixed in with the flour. I mean the Crisco and the flour. It's got to be mixed together. And once you get that together, all you need is the water to make it the consistency that you need it to be to roll out and get ready for your pies.
Why you put the flour on the counter?
Because you don't want it to stick.
Okay.
And you gotta roll your rolling pin in the
And the flour.
flour, and then this is what you're gonna roll out. And you just take a little ball and about the size of what you see the pies in the store, and just roll it out. And then when you get ready to put your pie in, you just clip it around like that, and it's ready. Sugar, and we're going to put some cinnamon, and then we'll put the margarine in, and then they'll be ready to fold, and you'll be ready to put them in the skillet to fry.
Now you can fill these with anything, right, Grandma?
You can fill them with almost any dried fruit, you know. You can always put a little flour on, and that'll keep it from the sticky. I like to sort of roll mine. This is the old-fashioned way, but this was way back when I was born, and that's the way the parents did it then. So put your oil in. That's good. That's good. Now let that get hot.
Okay.
And if you need a little more, you can always add.
You can add more to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that is our first episode of The Soul of Us. In the kitchen with my grandmother, and now she's washing dishes. I mean, I wasn't washing myself, but I could have put them in the dishwasher or something, Grandma. I'll see y'all next week.
All this what y'all had, we didn't have it. If you had one radio and everybody just sit around and listen to it. This is the old-fashioned way.
Yes.
This is from when your grandmother, my grandmother, and on back, they made the dough. They made dough for pies and all the baking in the kitchen.
You couldn't go buy it back then.
You could buy it, I guess, but not like you buy it now.
Right.
No. Well, you know, you all are in your 20s or 30s or maybe 40. But I'm an old lady. I'm old. I'm not no young lady. If I live to the end of this
What
year,
you are, Grandma.
I'll be 90. So I'm an old lady. So I'm not going to think like y'all think, and y'all not going to think like me. Living for the one that made you. That's the secret. That's what I'm trying to get Rick to do all the time.
I do, Grandma. They call me Rick, so if y'all hear Rick pop up, that's what they call me. That's my nickname. That's my family nickname.